All right, so 5.1 quiz review. I'm only going to go over a few questions with you guys. I think that these are easy when you see them being done for you. So I want to give you guys time to practice. But I did post the answers on Canvas so you can check your work. I'm here if you guys want to ask me questions. I'm going to do a few together. But I do want to point out that I'm going to give you all of the identities. So I'll give you the reciprocal identities on the quiz tomorrow, the quotient identities, and the Pythagorean identities. So you'll get all of these. So let's start with number 1. What I would suggest is that if you're stuck and you don't know what to do to simplify, you can always change things to be in terms of sine and cosine and see if you can get things to simplify or cancel out. So I want to change tangent to be in terms of sine and cosine. How would I do that? Tangent would be what? Sine over cosine. So I have sine over cosine times cosine, I'll call it over 1. When I multiply these together, do I get anything to cancel? The cosine. I have a cosine being multiplied on the top and the bottom, so they cancel. What do I have left? Just sine. So that would be my answer. So when you're multiplying, so a question like number 1 or number 4, one thing that you could do is always just change everything to be in terms of sine and cosine. See if you can get things to cancel out. Now, if you have something like number 2, when you have a trig function squared, especially if you're adding 1 or subtracting 1 to it, you're probably going to want to use your Pythagorean identities. So this I wouldn't recommend, changing everything to be in terms of sine and cosine. Well, it already is in terms of cosine. But let's simplify using our Pythagorean identities. So looking at our Pythagorean identities, we have one that is sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. How would I make this 1 minus cosine squared so I can plug it in to my equation? I'm going to subtract cosine on both sides. Or cosine squared. So we have sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared. Now that I have that 1 minus cosine squared, I can plug in sine squared. Because 1 minus cosine squared is equal to sine squared. So here I have sine squared theta over cosine squared theta. What does this simplify to? Not just tangent, but tangent squared. Awesome. So tangent squared theta. Because it's sine squared over cosine squared, it would simplify to tangent squared. And that would be our answer. Remember, your goal is to try to simplify it just to be one trig function, if you can. So looking at our given identities down here, if this was sine squared over cosine squared, it equals tangent squared. So you can just substitute in the squareds and it means the same thing. Or if you had tangent squared, you could make it sine squared over cosine squared. Same thing works for the ones up top. If this was sine squared, that would be 1 over cosecant squared. So for your reciprocal identities and quotient identities, you can make them all squared if you wanted to. Same rules apply. So they're the same thing. Pythagorean identities, you can't change the exponent. It has to be sine squared plus cosine squared that equals 1. If you have sine plus cosine, that does not equal 1. So it's not true if it's not squared. So these have to be the same. You can't change them. You can only change them by rearranging it, by adding or subtracting to move things around. So other than that, you can't change these. Let's take a look at number 9. So one thing you absolutely cannot do here is just cross off the tangents, because the tangent up top is being added to cotangent. If it was being multiplied, you can cancel them out. But here, because it's being added, you can't just cancel them. What you could do, the other class suggested, would be change everything to be in terms of sine and cosine. You could do that. It'll work out if you simplify it correctly, but it might be more work than what you need to do. Does anybody have any other suggestions of what we could do? So I'm going to split this up into two fractions. So when I split it up, when I'm adding, the denominator stays the same. So this would be tangent of theta over tangent theta plus cotangent theta over tangent theta. If I were to add these two together, I would end up with the original question. So you can always check your work by going back a step. Did I break that apart correctly? When you're adding, the denominator stays the same. So if you split it apart with addition, the denominator stays the same. Let's simplify from here. What's tangent over tangent? 1, perfect. Plus, let's simplify cotangent over tangent. How can I make these be the same trig function? So I could either change cotangent to be in terms of tangent or change tangent to be in terms of cotangent. Or change them both to be in terms of sine and cosine. Either way would work. I'm going to change tangent to be in terms of cotangent to see if I can simplify them. Tangent in terms of cotangent would be what? 1 over cotangent. So I'm going to make tangent 1 over cotangent. Now what would I do if I have a fraction in a fraction? Keep, change, flip. I'm going to keep the top, change to multiplication, flip the bottom to cotangent over 1. What's cotangent times cotangent? Cotangent squared over 1, which would just be cotangent squared. Now we have a trig function squared and we're adding 1 to it, so let's see if we can simplify this using our Pythagorean identities. We have 1 plus cotangent squared. Out of my Pythagorean identities, I have a 1 plus cotangent squared. What does 1 plus cotangent squared equal? Cosecant squared. So I'm going to replace this with cosecant squared. Now with all of these questions, there are more than one correct way to get the answer. Two people can work it out totally different ways and end up with the same answer. So it's not always that your steps are going to be exactly the same as your neighbor or as the answer key. But as long as your answer works out to be the same, then you know that you're doing it correctly. So there are more than one correct way to work these out. Next question I want to do is number 10. Any suggestions on how we could simplify number 10? We can use the Pythagorean identity. So my Pythagorean identity that involves cosine, because I can only use the Pythagorean identity up top, not on the bottom, because the bottom is not sine squared. But up top, we can change cosine. So my Pythagorean identity is sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So if I'm replacing cosine, I want to get cosine all by itself. So I can subtract sine squared. So cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared. So I'm going to replace cosine squared with 1 minus sine squared. So I have 1 minus sine squared over 1 minus sine. Any suggestions on what we could do here? One minus sine squared. Could I factor that? Remember we had one like this in the notes. Can this be factored? What does it factor into? It's the difference of squares. Awesome. 1 plus sine times 1 minus sine. So it's the difference of squares. We can factor it to simplify. Over, we have 1 minus sine. Does anything cancel? The 1 minus signs cancel because it's being multiplied on the top. We can cancel it out with the 1 on the bottom. So here, our final answer would be 1 plus sine. In first period, they suggested from the start, another way that they wanted to simplify this was they multiplied by the reciprocal. So if I had cosine squared over 1 minus sine. So you could multiply by the reciprocal. We did this from one of the ones in the note. So 1 plus sine gets multiplied to the top and the bottom. Up top, that gave us cosine squared times 1 plus sine. So I'm not going to distribute up top just to see if things will simplify later. So I'll leave it just as cosine squared times 1 plus sine. In the denominator, you can use your conjugate shortcut. So that would be a squared minus b squared. So 1 squared minus sine squared. What's 1 squared? Just 1. What does 1 minus sine squared simplify to? Can we use our Pythagorean identities there? We have sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So if I were to make this 1 minus sine squared, I'd subtract sine squared on both sides. So cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared. So what can I replace 1 minus sine squared with? Cosine squared. Do I have anything that'll simplify here? Anything cancel? What cancels on the top and the bottom? Cosine squared. So cosine squared is being multiplied to the top, so it'll cancel out with the cosine squared on the bottom, and we're left with 1 plus sine. So same thing that we had when we simplified over here. We got the same answer. There's just two different ways of working it out. There are many different ways of working each question out. Again, some are just going to be more steps than others, but it'll work out as long as you end up with the same answer. And if you simplify correctly. So with number 12, the directions would say factor. How could we factor here? Oh, and we're missing a theta. But how could we factor here? So you can just pretend that this has x's and factor normally. If this was x squared minus 2x plus 1, we would ask ourselves, what are two factors of 1 that add to negative 2? Negative 1 and negative 1. So instead of saying x minus 1 and x minus 1, what would we write now? Sine minus 1 and sine minus 1. Or you could say sine minus 1 squared. Either way would work. These are the same if you want to leave it one way or the other. These are the same thing. But here you just have to factor. You're not solving. You don't set it equal to 0. You don't need to simplify anymore. Just factor.